Welcome back to Newsbeat, everybody. Well, the NCAA tournament will be starting up on Thursday with 8th-seeded LSU taking the floor in the second game of the tournament. The Tigers will be taking on 9th-seeded Butler in Greensboro, North Carolina in the matchup slated for 11:20 a.m. Now, if the Tigers win the matchup, they will most likely face number 1-seeded North Carolina Tar Heels this Saturday or Sunday. We'll be updating you on the Tigers' status on Thursday edition of Newsbeat, so tune in later this week to get full coverage of LSU's trek through the bracket. Well, after losing 2 games last weekend to Illinois and another one over the week to UL Lafayette, the baseball team headed into its first SEC series against Kentucky with high hopes. After a very wet Baton Rouge weekend, the Tigers played through an hour-and-a-half rain delay as they routed the Wildcats 5-3. After being totally rained out on Saturday, the Tigers and Wildcats were forced into a doubleheader on Sunday. In Game 1 Sunday, the Wildcats got the best of the Tigers as they went on for the 5-2 victory. But in the rubber match later on Sunday, the Tigers got the win and the series as they defeated the Wildcats 3-1. Tonight, the Tigers will welcome in Northwestern State to the box. Opening pitch is set for 6:30. And finally, LSU's NFL draft hopefuls participated in the university's Pro Day yesterday. 13 now former LSU Tiger football stars worked out for pro scouts yesterday in hopes of improving their draft stocks in the upcoming NFL draft on April 25th. Be sure to stay tuned later this afternoon to Tiger TV as Sports Showtime's analysts break down the LSU Pro Day and give their first take on the day's action. Well, that'll do it for sports today. We now kick it over to Amy Vetrano for your look at today's entertainment.
Thanks, Hobie. Coming up in entertainment, I'll show you what's playing on Tiger TV this week and see what took the top spot this weekend at the box office. All that's next in entertainment. Welcome back to Newsbeat. I'm Amy Vetrano with your entertainment update. Well, there was a big battle at the box office this weekend. Let's take a look at who took the top spot. At number 1, the Walt Disney remake of Race to Witch Mountain. The movie pulled in $25 million at the box office during its opening weekend. This family film starring The Rock as a cab driver is asked to look after 2 twins. But these aren't ordinary teens. They're aliens, and they need their new friend's help to save the planet. And the comic book movie Watchmen fell out of the top spot this weekend, raising just under $18 million. The film shows the low side of being a superhero, and when one of the masked men is murdered, the Watchmen reunite to prevent their own destruction. And in third place, the thriller Last House on the Left. This horror film raked in just over $14 million its first weekend. The movie thrills its viewers by showing how far 2 parents would go to take revenge against their daughter's attackers. Well, every Tuesday we give you a preview of what movies are showing right here on Tiger TV. This week we have a political comedy, a police drama, and a western in store for you. In W, you'll get a look at George W. Bush that the public hasn't seen before. In Oliver Stone's biography of this former president, Bush's life is summed up from his wild college years through his first term of Oval Office. Edward Norton stars in the police drama Pride and Glory. Ray Tierney, a New York police officer who investigates a case that reveals his own brother-in-law is involved in a police corruption scandal. For Ray, this truth threatens to alter not only his family legacy, but the entire NYPD. And pull on your boots and spurs for the Western Appaloosa. Virgil Cole and Everett Hitch are hired to be law enforcement in the small town of Appaloosa that is at risk of becoming a ghost town. Their jobs become complicated after Virgil falls in love with the wrong woman. For a list of the scheduled showtimes, go to our website, tigertv.tv. And for those of you who are looking for some new music, there's a couple of new albums being released today. Rock band Sum 41 is releasing its first greatest hit record, All the Good Shit. The album has 14 tracks that span their 10 years at Island Records. And country music legend Willie Nelson is also releasing a greatest hits album today called Naked Willie. This record is a new collection of his 17 of his vintage songs. And the music from the movie Twilight is being released today. The disc includes music from Paramore and a song from one of its own stars. Well, if you're looking for something to do tonight, there's no need to leave campus. In Transit and The Color Purple will be playing tonight as part of the Ginger on Film series. You can see them at the Carter House from 6 to 8 tonight. And if you're in need of a little culture in your daily routine, you can stop by Hatcher Hall tomorrow at 7:30, where the LSU Theater Department will be performing Spring Awakening. And if you're looking to take a road trip, tomorrow is your lucky night. Third Eye Blind will be playing at the New Orleans House of Blues. The doors open at 7 o'clock. Well, that's a wrap for today's entertainment. More Newsbeat after the break.
Welcome back to Newsbeat. Some scientists got a surprise while doing research in the Gulf of Mexico.
They found an old warship at the bottom of the Gulf filled with artifacts from the 1800s. These items haven't been touched for 200 years. They were recovered from a recently discovered shipwreck at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. They're everyday items like a British beer bottle and a mustard jar dating back to around 1810. Experts suspect the wreck may be an American ship that sank in 1813 while trying to outrun a British warship during the War of 1812. You know, it's amazing that it took nearly 200 years for them to find a huge shipwreck at the bottom of the ocean.
It must have been their lucky day. Speaking of which, you're not wearing any green, so I get to pinch you.
Hey, you're not either.
Oh no, I have a clover on my necklace, so I'm wearing green.
Well, we have technological difficulties with green, But that'll do it all for us today on Newsbeat.
And if you'd like to see rebroadcasts of this show, you can catch us on Campus Channel 75 tonight at 5:30 and then at 10.
You can also watch the show on Cox Channel 4 at 4:30 and on WBTR Cable Channel 19 at 11:30 tonight. Also, be sure to catch us on our website at tigertv.tv.
And as always, thanks for watching Newsbeat and have a great afternoon. That's nuts.